Long live your turtle here. In this video, I want to talk about the best beginner turtle tank that you can buy. Let's get to it. All right, I promised simplicity, and I'm going to give you the answer straight up. It's a 40-gallon breeder tank. First off, this tank is readily available in most of your larger pet stores, your Petcos, your PetSmarts, your Pet Supplies Plus. I'm talking from the United States here. And the reason I haven't given a brand yet is because this is a standard size tank. That standard size being a 36 by 18 by 16. And having a standard size is a huge pro for a lot of different reasons. The biggest reasons being a lot of different components that you're going to put in a turtle tank, your filtration tubing, your different heaters, the screen on top, the basker you might put on there, the different types of products that you're going to put in this 40-gallon are going to fit in the 40-gallon because it's a standard size, just like anything that's standardized. Like the screws, the boards, go to Home Depot, that's all standardized stuff that all fits together because it's easier for people to deal with things that all fit together as opposed to just making everything customized yourself. Brands you will see with this tank are Aqueon and Topfin. I think Imagitarium, maybe ZooMed has this kind of tank. So the second greatest thing about this tank is it's relatively cheap compared to other types of tanks, especially for its size. 40 gallons is a good size tank. And you'll know if you're looking at the tank section in a store or online, tanks get very expensive very fast the larger you get. The 40 gallon is still in that sub $100 range, which I think is very approachable, especially if you're thinking of getting a turtle. You need to be ready to spend a little bit of money, and the sub 100 is definitely a good place to start. I'm not telling you to go out and get a 210 gallon tank like the one you see on the right here. That's $1,500. Gonna be above and beyond and gonna scare you off, and you're never gonna want to be a turtle keeper. Maybe you'll get there in 11 years like I did. Maybe you'll find another cheaper solution to get all that water that they will need. But for a starter tank, let's start simple. 40-gallon breeder. Another thing that kind of goes along with price is there is a stand for it, which is always nice. It's a nice metal stand. It's actually relatively cheap, another under $100 item for a very important function, which is keeping your turtle tank elevated and not crashing, cracking, and going all over your floor. But with that, if you don't want the stand, you can actually get away with, since it's a 40-gallon tank, it's not that heavy. And with some sound judgment, you can use sturdy furniture that will fit the tank on it and look great. Reason number 3 this tank is great, it's a wider type aquarium tank. What I mean by that is your typical 10-gallon, 20-gallon, 55-gallon, those are considered standard or narrow tanks. And the 40-gallon tank and wider tanks, breeder tanks, are going to be at least 18 inches wide. So that gives you a full 6 inches more of width to your tank. Now, if you look at a turtle, look at the shape of a turtle. They're pancakes, as opposed to a fish, which is usually vertical, like a sail. Turtles are like pancakes. They're wider. So, of course, they prefer something they can more easily move around in, which is going to be a wider tank, not a taller tank. Reason number 4, and I already touched on this, and that is it's a standard size tank. So a lot of things fit it. They have screen tops that fit it. They have hinged screen tops that fit it. They have glass panels that fit it. They actually have above tank basking platforms that fit 40-gallon breeder tanks. One of the hardest parts of giving a semi-aquatic turtle the right setup is it needs to have a great basking area where they can climb out of the tank, have a dry area to soak up that sun, aka your heat and UVB bulb. In my case, I have them combined into a mercury vapor bulb. You need somewhere for your turtle to do that, and that's actually quite hard to do if you're trying to just pick a product off the shelf. But you can actually fit the Penplax turtle topper with the extenders on it. And this is great for small, strong swimming turtles that can fit in this smaller space that this turtle basker provides. And to get even a little better, you can fit the Thrive turtle loft on here, and I have a video of putting that on a 40-gallon breeder tank and even enhancing it to be an even better basker for your turtle. And last but not least, if you follow my channel, you probably know where I'm going, the Turtle Basker 5000 will fit on your 40-gallon breeder just perfectly fine. And the best part about this basker, the bigger your turtle gets, you can get a bigger tank and put the basker on it. You get a bigger tank than that, put the basker on it, still gonna fit because it fits all the way up to 11-inch turtles. That basking loft is up to about 6-inch turtles, and the turtle topper is about 4 to 5-inch turtles. So again, this 40-gallon breeder is a standard size tank, so all sorts of products are built to fit within its envelope. All right, reason number 5 that the 40-gallon breeder tank is the best beginner turtle tank. It is very flexible and can grow with your turtle. I started with hatchling turtles that are 1 inch. I went from a 10-gallon to a 20-gallon to a 40-gallon tank. Guess where I could have started and saved a whole lot of money, a whole lot of time, and a whole lot of hassle. Could have just started with a 40-gallon tank. It keeps you from falling into classic money pitfalls. Pitfalls. That being, you can start with a bigger filter in a 40-gallon tank that will be able to handle your turtle as it grows. If you start with a tiny tank, you had to put a tiny filter in it so it fits, and then you're going to have to get a bigger filter in a bigger tank, and you're going to have to replace all those parts. If you start with a 40-gallon tank with your hatchling turtle all the way up to a juvenile turtle of 4 inches, you just pick out your filter, pick out your lights, pick out your heater, and that is going to work for a long time for your new turtle. It's very exciting. So if you just got a turtle, you're about to get a turtle, or you're looking at the feasibility of owning a pet turtle because you think they would be awesome pets, they are, I highly encourage you to try out the 40-gallon breeder. It's not intimidating, it's very easy. For a little more guidance, I have a couple videos on how to set up 40-gallon tanks. Check them out in my channel. I'll link them somewhere here or in the description. Hopefully this video is helpful for you new turtle owners. And I know for those of you watching that already own turtles or are very experienced with aquariums are probably like, you can do way better, man. I understand there are millions of different setups. And I also know always go bigger, but I also don't want to scare away new pet turtle owners because it's very intimidating to have a giant tank like these ones. So don't get overwhelmed. Start simple. 40-gallon breeder for your turtle up to around 4 or 5 inches in carapace length. Then you want to consider getting a bigger tank. But for those new turtles that you're bringing home from the pet store, typically around 4 inches, or a hatchling, 1 inch, cute little guys, 40-gallon breeder is going to be a great option. Thanks for watching. Long live your turtle.